Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
And I'd just like to say good morning to everyone. This is our pre-conference of the Mobile City Council meeting, April the 20th, 2021. Our president will not be present for our 9 o'clock meeting, but will be attending for our 10:30 meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the hands of our capable city clerk, Ms. Lisa Carol Lambert.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, April 20th. We have approval of minutes from April the 13th.
Good job.
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on May 1st from 7 to 10:30. This is on Delwood Drive East.
That's fine.
May 8th from 7 to 10:30 on Wilkinson Way. May 8th from 7 to 10:30 on West Wimbledon Drive.
We're partying in District 5.
You sure are. May 15th from 2 to 6 p.m. and this is in Langham Park. April 29th, this is.
Hey, Lisa, if we
on
can go
Dolphin
back,
Street, yes.
can we go back to the Langham Park?
Sure.
Just want to make sure on this, over the weekend, we had a lot of complaints from neighbors who back up to the park about all kinds of noise. There were no noise waivers Sunday or over the weekend. So these were just people who were out at the park. And we are telling the neighbors who live nearby if they have these kinds of problems in the future, when the noise is really, really loud, or they perceive it to be really, really loud, to be sure to call the police and report. And then Public Safety Director Batiste is aware of this, and he has said that they will do closer patrols in the park over the weekend. So I just want everybody to know that we are aware of the problem that happened over the weekend. Chief Batiste is aware of it. Officers will be doing closer patrols. Apparently a lot of the noise was coming from cars, car radios, that kind of thing, all through Langham Park. So for the folks who are doing this waiver, we just want them to make sure that they don't go over the levels, and if they do, I'm sure the police will be hearing from them about it and will come out to check. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that, because a lot of this information was on Next Door Neighbor over the last couple of days. A lot of people complaining about the noise. So we just want to let them know that we are aware, and we're taking measures to make sure that it doesn't happen in the future.
Okay. April 29th, at O'Daly's on Dolphin Street from 6 to 10 p.m. April 25th, at Lebanon Park from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. May 2nd, from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. in Lebanon Park. And April 24th from 2 to 10 p.m. and this is on Windsor Avenue.
No problem.
Okay. Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. We have 3 people signed for non-agenda items. Oh, I didn't check for Reggie this morning.
He's on.
He's on.
Right. Okay. And Timothy Hollis and Nick Lockus is here. Timothy Hollis is regarding police and protocol, and he said that he didn't have specific questions at the time. So Nick Lockus wants to introduce the new director of the Mitchell Cancer Institute, Dr. Heslin, and Reggie Hill, addressing Parks and Recreation, blight, public works inventory, police body cameras, violence, distribution of city resources. Okay. Essential COVID items held over. 08266, approved purchase order to Precision Delta Corp for ammunition. 08267, approve purchase order to Joe Bullard Chevrolet for a crew cab pickup truck. 08268, approve purchase order to CDW Government for annual subscription for anti-malware software. 08269, approve item-based bid for Taser brand electroshock equipment. 08270, approve item-based bid for municipal emergency services for firefighting helmets. 08271, approve item-based bid for Martin Marietta Materials and Vulcan Construction Materials for aggregate. 09272, transfer monies from general fund to the capital improvement fund for a contract with Volker related to the Mobile Public Safety Facility.
I have some questions about that. We had talked last week when this was the first read about getting that study that was done on, what the facility would look like, pros, cons, and all that information. Was that out-of-town company? Do you all recall that? I think it was a company from Florida that specializes.
Yeah, I'll check with Shonda. I thought we got that sent off to you, but if you can you hear me first of all? This is Jim DeLapp.
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
yeah. I'll check and make sure we get that over to you. I thought we'd already sent that over.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. And okay. 21273, authorized contract with McFadden Engineering for a spill prevention control and countermeasure plan for 4 city facilities. 09285, reallocate monies from capital improvement reserve account to Mardi Gras Park improvement account.
I also, Joel, excuse me, I sort of remember you filling some of the gaps in what the 650,000 will go towards. Do we have a list of items, or is it
Yes, I've asked Brad Christensen to send that information to you. And Brad,
Okay.
could you get that out to everyone, that email with those attachments?
Yes, sir. We'll do it.
Bess, that will provide a kind of an overview of what it is and where the money's coming from.
Okay, and are you familiar with the capital improvement reserve account? I don't recall. I know we have a reserve account, but I didn't understand where this comes from, the 650. Do we have a line for that? And how much is in it?
Brad or someone?
Someone from finance would have to answer that.
Anybody there?
Well, I sent for the same information last night, so.
Where? Go ahead.
Hi, this is Celia Sapp. I'll get you that information before the 10:30 meeting. It is a
Okay.
project in the capital improvements fund.
But this
And I'll
says
get you
it's
the
from the
amount.
reserve. It says it's a capital improvement reserve account. I just never.
Right, it's a project named that in the capital improvements fund. And I'll get you the balance in that account.
Okay, was that earmarked for the Mardi Gras Park? Or?
No, it was not. But they're moving money from that to the Mardi Gras Park.
So there is a line item called capital improvement reserve account.
Yeah, it's a project.
No,
I'm
instead of,
I'm not
is it a
following
line?
that. I hate to, I'm not following that.
I'll send you some information on it.
Okay. Okay. And then we'll get the list of all the things that the 650 will be allocated towards.
Right. You're going to get a full statement from Brad, but if I could just take a minute, the full cost is about $1 million. It includes both infrastructure and aesthetic improvements. The $650,000, the city will be reimbursed for the $650,000 by a local foundation. Those payments will be made $150,000. So it's I think it's $130,000 a year over 5 years. So this is, the 650 is the front money for the city's, we know it all comes in, but it's a complicated financing structure. But the bottom line is there's about $1 million in improvements and 650 will be paid by a third-party foundation.
And Mr. Vice President,
Mr. Richardson?
there's a second bottom line, that the council was provided absolutely no information in our package. We saw the amount, but nothing in there was saying where that money, I can't remember seeing a budget line item for that. So I want to know where not only where this money is coming from, but how much more money is in this reserve. But we'll wait and see.
I think Ms. Cecilia said that she was going to have the information to us by 10:30. And then if any other questions come up at that time, we can ask at that time and we can go from there. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Essential COVID items being introduced for the first time. 09286, transfer $2 million from the general fund to the capital improvement fund for phase 1, I-65 and I-10 lighting improvements.
Oh, I have questions.
Yeah, could we hear from that?
Yeah.
And then Ms. Rich.
Okay, I thought it was reserve fund. I didn't think it was coming out of the general fund. I'm all in, I'm fixing those lights. It's a big, huge problem. But where is that a change in direction? Because I thought I learned it was going to be from surplus funding source.
It is from surplus out of the general fund. This was the phone call I think I made to most all of y'all. We're going to move it from surplus into the capital account, which requires city council approval, which is why it's on the agenda.
But it says it's 2 million from the general fund.
Right, it's $2 million from the reserve and the general fund.
Yeah.
That's correct. General fund surplus.
General fund surplus. Okay. Isn't the surplus just separate because you don't know where surplus is going in the future?
I agree.
I mean, because general fund to me is operational.
It is operational money. It is surplus money. Once you deduct expenses from revenues, that is surplus money that can be transferred over to capital to fund this project.
Bess, it's the unassigned fund balance in the general fund.
Okay, so it's unassigned. Well, it probably needs to be clear because when we vote on a budget, we vote on a general fund budget. So is this coming out of that? No, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it should read better. So when we tell our constituents, what exactly we voted on, it's clearer to them and to myself.
I agree with Bess.
And I'm not speaking poorly about the project. The project needs to be done. That's by all means.
The budget is from year to year. Budget is from year to, at the end of that year, that money become reserved. You got to go with another budget. You can either reprogram it or leave it in reserve. So it should not be.
We just need to call it the fund it is. That's it. And so what was that? And ask the clerk to make sure that that's exactly what it is. We know where those funds are, the unassigned surplus.
A reserve.
Okay. I'm not trying to pick at it. It's just that general fund to me is that amount that we approved at the beginning of the year, but this is not coming from that. And that's the way I understood it. So that's a good thing. Just get the language correct on. And are we going to move this forward or are we going to rest it because of the amount? What's the status on that?
Generally, I don't know. I don't care one.
I think they were asking to move it forward.
It is an emergency. It's dark out there.
Yeah, I think it's a huge problem.
I think it's a huge problem, and it's something that we talked at length about last week. I don't think anybody has any objections to doing the project. Of course, the amount is very large, but if this is something that can move forward, then let's do it.
This is
Let's
just
bid
the
it out.
transfer. This is just the transfer.
I mean, it is, yeah, it's a transfer.
Yeah, the contracts would come back.
Contract will come later.
Yeah.
So this is Jim, just to update you, of course, we'd love to have that money transferred all today and not do the 2-week layover on that, but if at all possible, but.
It's 1 week.
Sorry, 1 week layover, if at all possible, because if there's no, concern over that, then that helps us get the ball moving quicker, 1 week quicker to start putting it out for bid, because this will go out for bid and be out for about 3 weeks, and then we'll put it on the agenda for you all for the actual contract. So if you would take it up and do that, because it's just the transfer, that would be appreciated. That moves us up a week. And believe it or not, every week matters on all this stuff. So we want to get moving as quick as possible. And we've got we've already got the scope of work written. We're ready to push it out as soon as we have that. So that would be appreciated if you could.
Colonel DeLapp, I do have a question with the lights. Understand that this will be on I-65 and I-10. What about I-65 and I-10 service roads? Is that included or it would not be included?
Good question. I don't have the answer on that right now. I can get the answer on that. It will cover, I did ask a question last week. It will cover our portion of the I-10 bridge. It'll cover the Bayway portion. And I need to confirm on the service roads, but I'll have that answer. I'll definitely have that answer by the 10:30. That's an easy one.
All right, thank you. Another question?
Yes, and the ramps also, the ramps that go, they're all metal poles. The ramp that goes up 65, and when you come off 65, we want the lights there too. We're not talking about street, you're hitting the street, but the ramp.
Replacing existing fixtures.
Right.
We need the lights on the ramps.
Right. If the lights are already there, this is, as you know, it's a conversion of the head itself to LED, plus any ones that are unserviceable or missing poles or poles knocked down, those will all be reset and done. So the whole system as it's in place today will be all redone and operational.
Right. Good for me.
And we're getting an answer on those two, and I'll come back to you, but and we'll answer the rest at 10:30.
Any other council members? Madam Clerk?
09287 reallocate 100,000 from citywide drainage and 200,000 from citywide bridge and culvert repairs to Pago, Texas Street and Ann Street rebuild.
I have a question about this one. Okay, so where did you get the citywide drainage and the citywide bridge covered repairs? Is that a line item in the budget?
Yes, it is.
This is not money coming from council's various CIP money from council.
No, it's not. It's a line item in the engineering budget.
Okay, so I assume the Pago money was for resurfacing.
It's not always, not all the time.
Right. It includes resurfacing and other elements, to include if we go in and we do tear up the roads, there's drainage often involved in that.
I think because I got all kinds of drainage projects in my district, and I've never heard of Pago money being used to assist with any drainage project in District 1. It's always, ever since I've been on this council, Pago was for resurfacing. And you have to get money from elsewhere. If you want to build something, fix the drainage, unless you're talking, unless it's the street itself.
Counselor, if I may try to answer here, these funds were the 100,000 and the 300,000. These were part of the Alabama Trust Fund that was council approved in recent months, that were allocated to the engineering department for miscellaneous citywide drainage and miscellaneous citywide bridge repairs. We've taken bids on the Ann Street project, which does have a substantial amount of pay-as-you-go money into it. The bids, like most projects, have come in high. And so since we've got a worthy project that needs to go forward with it, we recommended that these funds, this miscellaneous drainage and miscellaneous bridge dollars, be transferred to help offset and fund the overall effort. About $1.6 million of pay-as-you-go money that's coming into the project.
Well, I was just concerned because if I remember last year, just before election, something like this happened to Ann Street just before the election last year. Ann Street, almost all of Ann Street was resurfaced with some special money. And here we go again with some more money going to Ann Street.
What happened with that? What happened with that previous effort is the council member whose district that was in used CIP money to supplement a resurfacing project, and all we did was just resurface it. This is a project is a complete rebuild of the block between the Tennessee Street ditch, the railroad tracks, and Virginia Street, and it's primarily drainage related. It's making a very, very large drainage improvement at the downstream end, which drains blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks of that general area. So improving the downstream end of the drainage system will also have an impact on the upstream end. The balance of Ann Street still has construction plans that hopefully will get funded in either future pay-goes, future CIPs, or future other funding sources to reconstruct the balance of it. Fortunately or unfortunately, Ann Street is a major drainage corridor trunk line that drains many of the surrounding neighborhoods. So we got to start downstream, and that's what this effort is doing.
And Nick, and just I'll add in, this is Jim again. This was submitted as a project to the county as a Pago project well over a year ago.
All right, let's go. I'm through with last time.
Okay. 21288, authorized contract with.
We're gonna take that one up today too, since it's a transfer.
Well, why not? Yeah, we're transferring money, yeah.
Okay.
21288, authorized contract with Professional Fire Protection Services for fire sprinkler and backflow preventer repairs at various city facilities, $19,599. 21289, authorized contract with Tyndall Construction for Hertel Street Armory wall and window repairs, $112,711. 21290, authorized performance contract with Society Mobile La Habana. Yeah, for publication of a joint bilingual book documenting the shared histories of the two cities, $15,000.
Can we get some more details on that? Just curious.
Yes, there's something in your, we sent information to Chris, my understanding, last week, but also Lindsay sent to all of you a letter from Gray Reddick that explains it in detail, but the gist of it is, while in Cuba the last time, it was recommended that we have a historian and a photographer, let's say American-based. The historian would be John Sledge. The photographer is Chip Cooper, who's done extensive photography in Mobile and Havana, as well as have a historian from Cuba, Julio Laramendi, I think. No, he's the photographer from Cuba. The historian is Alicia Garcia Santana. It would be a co-authored book, and the purpose of the book would be able to tell the story of the history and the relationship of Cuba and Mobile, and hopefully in the future, as things relax and trade would continue between our city and that country, that it could be used to help promote Mobile. And the total project is $100,000. We were asked to contribute by Gray. We were asked to contribute $15,000 toward the project.
Can you resend the letter from what was his name? Glenn Reddick?
Lindsay Zogby sent it to you about 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
Okay, all right, then it doesn't need to be resent. I just haven't looked. Thank you.
Do you see it? I mean, can you see it
Well, I'm
now?
on my iPad, so.
Yeah, I don't see it, Mayor.
I'll ask her to send it.
She'll resend. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. 21291, authorized contract with Moffett and Nickel for development services, Mobile Riverfront redevelopment project, $72,014.
Can we get more on that too?
Go ahead. Yeah.
This is Moffett Nickel.
This is for design services for a potential redevelopment project along the Cooper Riverside Park area. So this is only for their preliminary design services.
And what was the part about the giant wheel? You know, that's a Ferris wheel, another word for a Ferris wheel.
So this is an observation wheel. You know, in the last 6 months, we've had some very, very preliminary sketches and ideas done from Moffett Nichols on what we could do to the waterfront to enhance the tourism there. One idea initially was to have you call it a Ferris wheel. I think the proper term would be an observation wheel. And so that is to take this money and do a full design that would incorporate the Baseball Hall of Fame walkway, how we would incorporate other aspects of our sports history, maybe along Government Street, along Water Street in front of the Civic Center, the Convention Center. And then what can we do at the park, which may include extending the bulkhead out some. It may or may not do that. But anyway, it's a fresh look at what can be done to enhance the tourism and the usage of the waterfront connecting the Convention Center, Cooper Park, and GovQuest.
Yeah, that's.
What's the time frame on this, Mayor, that this will be completed? I don't see it right off.
Say it again.
The time frame that it would be completed.
So
I think they're it's about 90 to 120 days to do the concept design.
All right, thank you.
I didn't notice if it involved community input, because I think that was almost put aside that this contract does not include that. But to do something which is really, you want the community embracing, how does the administration see that taking off?
Happens at least.
this is phase one, depending on what is suggested. I think at that point, you would have some options of which they think that would be recommended to the city. At that point, we'd have the community input.
Okay, thanks.
Any other council members? If not, Madam Clerk.
21, where am I?
Yeah.
23292, accept these for right-of-way for the McGregor Avenue widening project, Airport Boulevard to Dolphin Street, tracks 13, 20, and 22. 58293, assess cost for removal of weeds, repeat weed, lien group 45. 60294, agreed to offer undeveloped 214 acres along Shelton Beach Road extension for sale. 60295, determine an appropriation to the Mobile Sports and Entertainment Group, serves a public purpose and approve payment, $8,000. 60296, approve settlement agreement and release of claims. 03298, appoint Carrie Morin to the ARB board. 21299, authorized contract with 10X Software Solutions for the use of electronic poll books and related software equipment. This is for the election. 6300, approved settlement agreement of claim 6301.
Hold on, Mr. Clerk. Madam Clerk, can we go back to 298? No, the one with the 299. You said 299 has to do with the election.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so would it help to move that one forward too? Because,
Yes, it would.
council members, can we move that one up?
I have no
Oh,
objection.
to take it today.
Fine.
Yes, okay.
That's fine.
6300, 301 are approving settlement agreement and release of claims. 21302, authorized performance contract with USA Health Mitchell Cancer Institute. Call for public hearings.
Excuse me.
4129.
Can you go back to the release of claims? Did we get any kind of background and on these two issues?
I did. I can send it to you in a second.
Thank you. Thank you.
Call for public hearings. 41297, call for public hearing to rezone property located at 2100 North University Boulevard, east side of North University Boulevard at the east terminus of Mickey Drive and the east terminus of Lebanon Drive South from R1 single to B1, scheduled May 18th.
That's gonna be District 7, I believe.
Oh, it's it, one, okay.
I think
Nope.
it's one.
Wait, no,
LeBaron Woods University?
no,
Well,
it just says LeBaron, it's LeBaron
Beach
Drive.
Road.
LeBaron Drive, not LeBaron Woods.
No, it's in one. It is correct that it's in District 1.
Yeah, it's not Shelton Beach, but on the north end up there.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Do we have anything else from the council in announcements?
Mr. Vice President,
Yes, Mr. Days.
I wonder if we might get the mayor to give us a brief update on the plans around the commissioning of USS Mobile.
So can you do that? Yes. So Joel, I'm going to let Captain Joe Snowden do that. So he may be better prepared during the council meeting, but he'll give it a whirl right now.
Yeah, currently, right now, we have the parade scheduled for Friday evening. Along with that, we have the chairman's reception going on the Friday evening, followed by the fireworks. And then on the 22nd, which is a Saturday, we'll have the actual commissioning of the vessel at the Alabama State Docks. As for the exact details on how the Navy wants to do their COVID protocol, that is still undecided, and we're waiting on those details from the Navy.
But Joel, that is a challenge when Joe talks about the protocols that the Navy wants us to adhere to, because they're talking about it being a drive-up christening, not where everybody can, be in in chairs and sitting out there like we've done in the past christenings. And I know that we're trying to.
Commissioning mayor.
Excuse me, the commissioning. So until we hear back from the Navy, we really can't report much more.
Well, I know that the counselors were asked sometime back to sign up for different things, and just wondering, I haven't gotten anything back on that, and just wondered, Joe, when?
Yeah. The invitations, for all the different events, we're working on that list right now, and they'll be mailed out here shortly. So you'll receive some formally in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Gregory?
Yeah, thanks. When you find out what a drive-up commissioning looks like, entails, if you would let us know, because that's definitely going to be different.
It will be what it basically entails is like, you'll be, like 3 to 4 people per car, and they'll have a certain amount of the cars limited to the dock space that they'll be invited to park and watch the commissioning ceremony from their vehicles.
Oh, so you sit in your car and watch the commissioning?
That's correct.
Sort of like a drive-in movie theater?
That's correct.
Can you repeat that? Joel, I think you said it. We got some invitation we were supposed to respond to. I don't recall that.
No, asking us to, I think, take on some of the responsibilities or do some of the things. I know Joel and John are involved in some of the thing, but I don't think the rest of us have gotten anything else.
Okay, all right. I trying to think back, so, okay, thank you.
Any other council members? Do we have anything from the mayor and administration?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. President,
Yes,
we have Jay Watkins is on to address the council.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Watkins.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Vice President, members of the council. I just wanted to take a moment. I'm not going to be able to join you at 10:30 today because of a previous commitment, but I'm the chairman of the board for the Child Advocacy Center. And I just want to thank you all for recognizing the 15th annual Serve It Up with Love tournament. We're really excited to be able to present this event this year. As you know, we had no events last year. We ended up canceling all of our major fundraising events. And so this is a huge benefit to Child Advocacy Center to be able to host it. It is the largest charitable tennis tournament in the state of Alabama. It brings in hundreds and hundreds of people to the Copeland Cox Tennis Center every year. We've got mixed doubles, we have ladies, we have men's, we have juniors, and it really is an event that showcases the Copeland Cox Center as well as the city. And always Child Advocacy Center appreciates the continued support from the city. And if any of y'all are available and want to ride out and see some good tennis, we would certainly invite y'all to come out and enjoy the day. So thank you all for recognizing this event and giving us some publicity there. And we appreciate all you do for us.
Yeah, thank you. Ms. Gregory.
Thanks. Sorry for interrupting. I will have a proclamation during our 10:30 meeting, and I think Elaine will be on with us to receive it. So thank you for being on, and I'm glad to see that we're able to do the tournament this year. It really is a very large tournament. People come in, like Jay said, from all around to participate. And of course, the money goes back to the Child Advocacy Center. So just happy to see all the participation this year. And we'll look forward to coming out and watching some of the tennis, Jay.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
You too.
All right. If all hearts and minds are clear, we'll see each other at 10:30.
Can we go over the what we're taking up today, please?
Oh yeah, Mr. Day.
09286, transfer $2 million. On the lighting, 09287, reallocate $100,000 on the drainage. 58293, assess cost for removal of weeds. 60295, appropriation to the Mobile Sports Entertainment Group from Council Member Richard Williams, and 03298, appoint Carrie Moore into the Architectural Review Board.
And 21299.
Okay, 21299.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.